The haunting tale of the Banshee, an urban legend you can't ignore. Alright fam, let's dive into one of the most chilling urban legends that's been haunting Ireland for centuries, the Banshee. If you've never heard about this spooky gal, buckle up because the story of the Banshee is no joke. She's like the ultimate messenger of doom, and her wails are something you definitely don't want to hear at 3 a.m. Trust me. So picture this, you're at home, chilling, maybe scrolling through TikTok or binge-watching your favorite show, and then out of nowhere, you hear this blood-curdling scream. It's not just any scream. It's the kind that makes your skin crawl, like goosebumps on top of goosebumps. Congrats, you just heard the Banshee. Who is the Banshee? Anyway, alright, let's back it up. The Banshee is basically a ghostly woman who shows up when someone is about to die. But here's the thing. She doesn't just show up for anyone. The legend says she only appears for people from specific Irish families, usually the ancient ones with ties to royalty or nobility. So if you're from an old-school Irish fam, watch out. In Irish mythology, she's known as Banshee, which means woman of the fairy mound, and she's not out here killing people. Nope, her job is creepier. She's a warning. When someone is about to die, she comes through with the loudest, most terrifying scream you could imagine. Like the OG jump scare, but in real life. What does she look like? Now, the Banshee's appearance? That's up for debate, and she's got some serious range. Some say she looks like this beautiful woman with long, flowing hair, but don't get too comfortable. She's not giving off fairy tale princess vibes. It's more like, I just woke up from the dead energy. Others say she's this horrifying old hag with wild eyes, tangled hair, and a face that would make you wish you'd never looked. She's also been spotted wearing all sorts of outfits. Sometimes it's this long white dress, other times it's gray or even red. But no matter what she's rocking, when you see her, you know something's about to go down. Oh, and did I mention the whole floating thing? Yeah, she's not exactly walking around like the rest of us. Most legends describe her as gliding or hovering just above the ground, which just makes her even creepier. Like imagine seeing that in the middle of the night. Nope. Famous Banshee scream. But let's get to the real nightmare fuel, the scream. If you hear it, you might want to start saying your goodbyes. The scream of the Banshee is legendary. It's described as this unearthly wail, like someone in extreme pain or grief. And once you hear it, there's no mistaking it. It's like the ultimate sign that someone's about to meet their end, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Now here's the twist. The Banshee's scream isn't always directed at the person who hears it. Sometimes she's warning you that someone else is about to die. So hearing her doesn't necessarily mean your time is up, but it definitely means things are about to get dark. Real dark. Different versions of the Banshee. Just like any good legend, there are multiple versions of the Banshee story, depending on where you're hearing it from. Some say she's a spirit connected to the Saidi, fairy folk in Irish mythology, while others think she's the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth or from a broken heart. Talk about tragic backstories. In some tales, the Banshee isn't just one person, but a whole group of spirits, each one attached to a different family. Though you might not just have one Banshee lurking around, there could be a whole squad of them, ready to scream their heads off when something bad is about to happen. Honestly, that's a whole new level of terrifying. Banshee sightings IRL? Okay, let's talk about the spooky part. Sightings. There are people out there who swear they've heard the Banshee or seen her ghostly figure hanging around graveyards or old castles. Most of these stories come from rural areas of Ireland, where the legend is strongest. People say they've heard the screams echo through the night, and even though they can't see her, they feel her presence. One popular sighting involves a woman who was staying in a house deep in the Irish countryside. One night, she heard this piercing cry outside her window. When she looked out, she saw a shadowy figure standing in the moonlight, her long hair blowing in the wind. The next day, she found out a relative had passed away. Coincidence? Maybe. But when you hear stories like that over and over again, it makes you wonder if there's more to this legend than just old folklore. The Banshee in pop culture now, the Banshee hasn't stayed locked in old Irish tales. Nah, she's been making her rounds in pop culture too. Movies to TV shows to video games, this ghostly figure has found her way into all kinds of media. Ever seen Teen Wolf? Lydia, one of the main characters, discovers she's a banshee. And she's not just any banshee. She uses her abilities to help track down supernatural threats. Then there's Darby O'Gill and the Little People, a Disney movie from way back in the day, where the banshee makes a pretty creepy appearance. And if you're into gaming, check out the Witcher series. Yup, the banshee has a role there too, as a terrifying wraith that'll make you think twice before stepping into dark places. Why the banshee still spooks us today? So why does the banshee still freak us out? Simple, she taps into that primal fear we all have, death. No one likes to think about it, and the banshee is a walking, or, well, floating reminder that it's always lurking around the corner. Plus, the fact that she doesn't cause the death but just announces it makes her even more unnerving. It's like she knows something we don't, and there's no way to stop it. That's some real spooky energy right there. But let's be real. Even though the banshee is terrifying, she's also kind of fascinating. She's not just some evil spirit out to cause chaos. In some weird way, she's almost like a guardian, letting people know when they should be prepared for the worst. Wrapping it up. So there you have it, the Banshee, a legend that has stood the test of time and still manages to creep us out to this day. Whether she's a warning spirit or just a spooky myth, one thing's for sure, hearing that scream is the last thing you ever want to experience. Stay safe out there, and maybe keep the volume low next time you hear a strange noise at night, because you never know. It might just be the Banshee herself, sending you a warning you didn't ask for. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button if you want more creepy legends and urban myths.